because we can continuously, never-endingly recirculate the water. Because the water comes from the fish tank, nutrient-rich. Those nutrients are converted by good bacteria to nutrients that the plants can use. The plants consume the nutrients and the water is returned to the fish tank clean for the fish to use it again. So it's a closed loop system, and that must be understood from day one, and that's what makes aquaponics so absolutely wonderful, especially in a dry, thirsty land like Australia where water is at an absolute minimum.
Simplicity, not complexity, right? So our farm system's anchored to the sea floor, hurricane-proof, to buoys on the surface, and then we just have floating lines on the top, right, where we grow our seaweeds and our shellfish vertically down into the water column. Below that, we have cages sitting on the floor where we grow other kinds of shellfish. There's a picture of the seaweed. That seaweed, that's kelp, and that's about 3 months old. Kelp's the second fastest growing plant in the world. Here are our mussel socks. We hang these on the same gear we hang our seaweeds. Again, a really simple multi-use system. We do scallops in the same way, hanging those. And then here are our cages. The cages sit on the seafloor directly under our vertical ropes. And we do oysters and clams in those. The whole idea is to have a small footprint. My farm has been shrinking. I went from 100 acres down to 20 acres as I've been using the full water column and growing actually a lot more food on those 20 acres than I used to on the 100. We've gotten away from monoculture. Aquaculture is obsessed with growing one thing in one place. We're growing 4 kinds of shellfish, 2 kinds of seaweeds. Now we're even harvesting salt from our 20 acres. Here in Bermuda, there are shellfish, there are seaweeds, there are sponges you can grow, seaweeds like Gracilaria. The whole idea is to do an ecosystem analysis of what's possible to grow, what are its multiple commercial values, and what are things we can grow that are actually restorative, that help the environment. So the farm, we have 3 main things we do, like longer goals. We want to have good local community-based food production. We want to reimagine the fishermen of the future as a restorative farmer, and we want to build the foundations for a new blue-green economy. So on the food front, I love food. I'm not a foodie. I eat at the gas station most nights. But what food has taught me, it's a wonderful way to build community, right? So what we've done is we start with really healthy stuff. So our mussels, our scallops are packed full of omega-3s. Our seaweeds have more iron than red meat, more calcium than milk. And we do something called a community-supported fisheries program, where people buy a share of the farm at the beginning of the year, and then every month they're getting good local seafood, and we trade recipes. And the whole idea is to have this farm and create a community around the food we produce.